Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to our tier list series. Today we're going over the magic cards from the welcome set. Man, this is like my fourth video today, and let me tell you, these are doozies. There are just so many cards to go over. But anyways, basically we're going over the welcome set for the magic cards. I'm going to be judging these cards from the perspective of a free-to-play player, going over everything like from Illuminate all the way to Epiphany. If you this is the first time tuning into the channel, check out the other videos. We are doing one for every god and as well as the neutral minions, so that should be fun. But anyways, so going off with the key, S tier is very powerful, A tier is consistently good, B tier is splashable, C has some potential, D is weak, and F is hot garbage. If you want overall what I think about the magic class, especially the welcome set cards, I think overall welcome set magic cards are pretty strong. Definitely one of the higher tier gods, especially if you're a free-to-play player. But yeah, let's go over each card and what I think. So first up, we have Illuminate. This is an A tier. Basically, it's a 1 mana, pick one, foresee one, or deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. Most of the time, you're going to be using this as removal. The foresee effect is very niche in my opinion, but 1 mana, 2 damage is pretty good, and there's some synergy there since it's a cheap spell that you can use to buff Oni Spellsword with if you have an Oni Spellsword. Very good card in my opinion, which is why I give it an A tier. Next up, we have Third Eye Seer. I'm giving this a B. 2 mana, 2/3 is decent stats. Mystic tag also gives it access to Mystic support. The Roar effect is pretty negligible in my opinion. Foresee one can be good, but overall, like, it's not needed. But 2 mana, 2/3 is decent. It's a very splashable card, especially in like lower curve magic decks. I could see it being played, especially if you don't have any other options. Next up, we have Lambasting Wand. Okay, I like this card a lot. 2 mana, 1/3 relic, 1 durability, or no, 3 durability, 1 strength, but you won't be attacking with it usually. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to the enemy god and remove 1 durability from this relic. So essentially, this is a 2 mana card that deals 6 damage to your opponent's face. Very good for aggressive decks. Does it warrant a deck spot though? Because it's a card that you can access via Sanctum, I don't know if it warrants, like, it guarantees a like spot in someone's deck. However, I do think it's still very powerful. It's not game breaking, of course, but it's pretty good. And you don't even have to like wait to deal 2 damage for the proc. Like, you can use the actual attack from the relic to maybe remove another minion. So it's pretty versatile. The reason why I'm giving it an A for sure. It's not an S, but it's a different. It's like an A with an asterisk, right? Because you can pull this card from the Sanctum. However, if you don't have any better cards to include in your deck and you're running an aggro magic deck that needs burst damage, feel free to run the Lambasting Wand. It's a pretty decent card. Very, very, very good. Okay, next up we have Versatile Conjuration, which is B tier. Very splashable in my opinion. Pick one, draw a card, or give your god protected, or deal 3 damage to an enemy creature. I think 3 mana for 3 damage is pretty expensive. But the added cost is because it's so versatile. Like, you can use this card to cycle into your deck, you can use this card to protect yourself from damage, and you can use this card to kill a minion. It does see some use, but it's also just very splashable in my opinion. It's not like a must include in every deck, for sure. Moving on, we have Mind Jolt. This is a 5 mana, pick one, deal 5 damage to a creature or draw 2 cards. I gave this card a B. It is very splashable in my opinion. 5 mana, 5 damage is an okay like effect. Drawing 2 cards is also okay, but the fact that you can pick one between the two depending on the situation makes it okay in my opinion. It trades well with 4 mana minions and some 5 mana minions, so that's always good, which is why I'm giving it a B. Next up, we have Rune Writer. Okay, this card is also a B. It's a 5 mana 4/4 Roar Devil Rune and add it to your hand. This card basically replaces itself. It gets you a rune to play for the next turn if you play it on curve, or if you play it on turn 7. It's a 5 mana that, sorry, not turn 7. Yeah, you could play it on turn 7, technically, if you have a Bag of Tricks, because then you could play the card, you have 6 mana in play, you play the Bag of Tricks, and then you play the rune. So yeah, it's turn 7. But for the most part, 4/4 for 5 mana is kind of underwhelming. I'm not a fan of the 4 health stat line as well, because that makes it vulnerable to like cards like Star Shard Bolt or Canopy Barrage. But it's fundamentally a pretty decent card. I could see this being splashed, especially in more mid-range Magic decks, which is why I'm giving it a B. And then last but not least, we have Epiphany. I'm giving this card an A because it serves as a finisher. I think it's pretty powerful. 6 damage for 6 mana with the ability to with the ability to go face. Serves as a solid finisher. I would probably include this in an aggro Magic deck for sure. The fact that you can draw 1 card and you also don't have to go face. You can also trade with like a more expensive minion. It replaces itself while destroying another minion, which is pretty good in my opinion. Don't waste this on a 1 mana cost minion though. try to get like a bigger target. But overall, it's a pretty solid card, and that's why I'm giving it an A. Cool. With that being said, overall, I think the Magic class has some pretty strong cards in the welcome set, which is why I rated it in a pretty... Magic is like one of the 3rd most powerful gods, especially as a free-to-play player. If you haven't checked out that tier list, feel free to check out the channel. It's probably going to be there somewhere. But yeah, if you liked the content, feel free to help me out by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and maybe sharing it too. But other than that, I hope this helps you as a free-to-play player, or even if you're a beginning player, or intermediate or advanced. Like, I hope like some of this knowledge going over the card choices and why I wanted to give like each card that certain particular power level helps you get a perspective on what's good and what's not good. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and see you guys next video.